Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into a topic that's become absolutely critical for any serious iOS developer, making the jump from a single massive project file over to a modular architecture. Let's get right into it.
If you're an iOS dev, I bet this question feels a little too real. You know how it goes. You start a new project, everything's clean and simple. But then you add more features, more people join the team, and suddenly, that codebase starts to feel like a giant, tangled ball of yarn.
And that right there, that's what we call the monolithic trap. It's so easy to fall into because, well, it's the default way to start. One single app target holding every line of code. It's fine at first, but trust me, it's a model that really struggles to scale over time.
So how do we get out of this trap? The answer isn't just a new tool. It's a whole new way of thinking. It's about adopting a modular mindset and rethinking our app structure from the ground up.
So what is modularization, really? Well, here's the core idea. It's the practice of breaking up your application into these smaller, independent, and really focused modules. You can think of them as mini projects, or maybe like Lego bricks, where each one has a very clear and specific job to do.
And this visual just says it all, doesn't it? Over on the left, you've got the monolith, that one big box where everything is jumbled together. But on the right, you see the modular approach. The app is broken down into these clean, distinct pieces, like a module just for networking, or one just for your UI components. Each one can be developed and even tested on its own.
Okay, but why go through all this effort? Is it really worth it? Oh yeah, the payoff is absolutely huge, and it pretty much rests on 7 key pillars. Let's break down why this shift is a total game changer.
So, pillar number 1. This one tackles a pain point that every single one of us feels, probably multiple times a day. Build times. You know the feeling, right? Staring at Xcode, waiting for it to compile. In a modular world, Xcode is smarter. It only rebuilds the modules that you've actually changed, not the entire app. For a big team, this simple fact can literally save hours of wasted time every single week. It's a massive productivity boost.
Pillar number 2 is all about better code organization. I mean, just by grouping related code into a module, you're inherently creating a cleaner, more readable architecture. It's like the difference between a junk drawer and a well-organized toolbox. This cuts down on the chaos and, most importantly, it creates a structure that can actually scale as your team and your app grow.
Third up, improved reusability. And this is where things get really cool. So imagine you build this amazing, robust networking module. With a modular system, you can plug that exact same module into your main app for customers, and then just as easily reuse it in a totally separate internal admin tool. No more copying and pasting code, it's way more efficient and keeps everything consistent.
Pillar 4 is what we call strong encapsulation. A module is like a little black box. It hides all of its internal complexity. It only shows the outside world what's absolutely necessary through a public API. This is so important because it prevents that spaghetti code of tangled dependencies, it enforces clean boundaries, and it just makes your code infinitely easier to reason about and maintain.
And number 5 is parallel development. This is a big one for growing teams. Because the code is so cleanly separated, you can have different teams working on different modules at the exact same time, and they won't be stepping on each other's toes. That means way fewer merge conflicts and a workflow that can actually scale as you add more engineers to the project.
Our 6th pillar tackles something that gives a lot of developers nightmares: dependency management. It can be a real headache in big projects, but modules help a lot.
So instead of adding a third-party library to your entire app, you can scope it to only the specific module that actually needs it. And this chart shows you the impact. In a monolith, if a dependency has an issue, the blast radius is huge. It can affect the whole app. With modules, that blast radius is tiny. This means fewer version conflicts and much safer upgrades.
And finally, our 7th pillar, easier testing and continuous integration. Since each module is its own isolated unit, you can test it in isolation. This leads to way faster unit tests, cleaner code coverage reports, and a much more efficient CI pipeline. Because you can verify one piece of the puzzle without having to build and run the entire app every single time.
So, after all that, what's the verdict? Look, a monolith is a perfectly fine place to start a project, but it's pretty clear that as your team gets bigger and your app gets more complex, modularization isn't just a nice-to-have, it becomes absolutely essential for growth.
Let's just break it down one last time with the key metrics. When you put them head-to-head on things like performance, especially build times, scalability, maintainability, and team collaboration, Well, the modular approach comes out on top every single time. It's not even close.
And hey, here's why this really matters for you and your career. If you're aiming for those senior iOS roles, this isn't just some abstract architectural theory. A deep, practical understanding of modularization and its pros and cons is now a fundamental expectation in interviews. It shows you know how to build software that lasts.
So, I'll leave you with this one final question to think about. Take an honest look at the project you're working on right now. Is it built for the future with a scalable, modular design, or is it still stuck in that monolithic trap? The answer to that could really define your app's success down the road.